This one's wife. Old bag gets papped. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. We learned that this one's wife and Harry, rather than race back to see their children after being in New York City and engaging in some virtual signalling and facade management, decided instead to head off to the island of Canoan. And then, on the way back, the two of them were papped at Atlanta Airport. And in so doing, an old bag got papped on the tarmac. But before we discuss more about that, let's us move on to the consideration of celebrities and travelling by private jet. Many celebrities, famous, wealthy, are in a position to either own private jets or hire private jets to help them fly. There's a huge convenience. You don't have to go into the main terminal. You don't have to hang around with other people. You go to a dedicated hangar, go through a short security check there. You can wait in the lounge and have some beverages, and then it's straight onto your plane. In some instances, you can go straight from your vehicle onto the plane and get whisked away to wherever it is you want to go, cutting hours off conventional journeys, travelling at the times that you would prefer, and avoiding queues, etc., etc. It's a massive advantage, and it's understandable that those people who are both famous and wealthy take this option. But when they do, what do they look like when they travel? Well, let's have a look at some famous celebrities who utilise private jets. First up, we have Magic Johnson. I don't know who the lady is, perhaps his wife. But he dresses casually, yet smart, there in a striped polo shirt and white jeans. Looks comfortable, but every inch of the celebrity there that's going to be travelling on his private jet. Relaxed, yet comfortable, and looking reasonably smart. Next up is the golfer, Sergio Garcia, and he looks pretty golf ready, doesn't he, as he poses for a shot inside the private jet. He's got the Adidas polo shirt on, he's got his slacks on, and a cap. He looks like he could just bounce off that plane and hit a golf ball straight down the fairway, angling for a hole-in-one. But he looks comfortable and yet casually smart also. Here he is, Mr. Mission Impossible. Yes, it's the Cruiser. Stepping off a private jet, not a posed shot, papped from a distance, but he's got a shirt on, which, unlike Harry's wife, doesn't look massively creased, and he's got smart trousers on also, and carrying a jacket, baseball cap on top. Looks perfectly decent as he disembarks from his flight. Oddly enough, fellow Scientologist John Travolta, and John often is pictured wearing a pilot's uniform because not only does he travel on private jets, he flies them. But here he is posing in front of one of his planes, and he looks decent enough wearing his coat and shirt underneath as he takes in a pose for the photographer. Next we see Jim Carrey. Again, not a posed shot, emerging from a private jet, papped from a distance, but he's got a smart shirt jacket thing on, a little bit of a smile as he disembarks there as well. He's looking tidy and smart enough after having travelled by private jet. Can't see his trousers, they're obscured by the machinery in the foreground, but he looks as though he's travelled smart enough, doesn't he? Next, it's Neymar. He's gone for the casual look. He's there in the doorway of the relevant aircraft, and he certainly looks trying to go for the cool look for a young footballer. Baseball cap on, t-shirt, skinny jeans, and sneakers, or trainers as we would say in the United Kingdom. But it suits the image, doesn't it? It's appropriate for who he is, and there he is on the relevant private jet. Her caterwauling may well be an offence to my ears, but I include her nevertheless as Celine Dion, yes, the warbler herself, emerging from a private jet, and she looks most stylish, it must be said. Dress, smart handbag, Mac, shades on, giving it a wave to the people and the photographer. So she's travelled stylishly, it must be said. And here she is, Angelina Jolie, emerging from a private jet. Looks like she's landing somewhere in Asia, judging by the people around her. And again, although she's been inside an aeroplane, she emerges wearing an all-black ensemble. She looks smart enough, and it looks like it's a philanthropic visit. She's got a folder under her arm. She looks like she's there to undertake some kind of business. Meaningful appearance. Indy himself, he might not be off to steal artifacts from under the noses of the Nazis, but he's certainly looking pretty dapper here as Harrison Ford gets onto a private jet, suited and booted. You have to say it's full marks to Mr. Ford there in the smart stakes as he's travelling in style. Our next famous person is Floyd Mayweather. He's keeping it real. Baseball cap, smart-fitting t-shirt, and jeans. Looks like a jumper casually slung over his shoulder, but it fits with the image of him as the former boxer gets onto a private flight. He's halted for a quick picture to be taken, but nevertheless, what he's wearing fits with the appropriate image, and with that of him as a retired boxer with plenty of money in the bank. Oh look, it's former friend of Harry's wife, Oprah Winfrey, and it has to be said that she looks good in what she's wearing there. She's got trousers and a top and a corresponding jacket, hat, wearing some beads around her. It's all colour coordinated, cream and brown, and it certainly looks smart enough in terms of what she's wearing to travel. Now it's Jackie Chan. He's not doing any kung fu fighting here as he poses on the tarmac, but again he's dressed smartly enough in what look like white jeans and a shirt as he poses by the relevant aircraft. He's not slumming it in flip-flops and shorts. He's not there with a little bag over his shoulder. No, he looks smart enough wearing those white jeans and a shirt. Then we have Tiger Woods. And a little bit like Sergio Garcia, he looks golf ready as he emerges from a private plane, baseball cap on, shades, casual clothing. But again, it looks smart enough. It looks decent in terms of what he's wearing and in keeping with the general image that he has as a golfer. Our next private plane celebrity is Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's certainly looking dapper there. A bit like Mr. Ford, suited and booted, although top buttons not being done up. Perhaps he was just ensuring that he remained comfortable on the flight, but he certainly looks stylish as he emerges, sunglasses on as well, even though it looks like it's at night. Way to go, Mr. Ronaldo. And we might as well show him again. It's Mr. Cruz. This time, he knows he's being photographed as he gets off his plane, heading to the waiting vehicle, giving a wave to the crowd, sunglasses on, but he looks stylish and comfortable enough. So that's another win for the Cruiser. But who are we going to turn to now? Well, after having had a good look through all of those celebrities, look who it is. It is the Duchess of Delusion, this one's wife. Now, in terms of what she's wearing, you couldn't be too critical. Flip-flops on, fairly comfortable, I guess, and it looks like a black maxi dress as has been described. But the old battered sun hat, by goodness me, she's got the mileage out of that, which is quite extraordinary, really, isn't it, for a woman that ordinarily buys expensive clothing that doesn't fit and wears it once, that she continues to rely upon the sun hat. But, of course, what's really entertaining is the bag. All of the celebrities that I showed you before, were they wandering along with some kind of tacky tote bag? They weren't. There is this one's wife carrying cream of the islands as her bag. It looks crap, doesn't it? It really does. That she is there, having probably bought it in a tourist shop, and then ends up carting that across the tarmac. It just goes to show you the gulf in class between this one's wife and the other celebrities that I mentioned. Now, amongst those celebrities, there are a few narcissists in there. I'll leave it for you to work out which are which. Some I've told you about before. But all of them have dressed appropriately for the travel that they're engaging in. Some look particularly smart. Cristiano Ronaldo and Harrison Ford. Oprah looked pretty good in terms of what she was wearing. And even those that have gone for the smart casual look, it's appropriate. They're comfortable in travelling. They don't look tacky. You wouldn't look at any of those celebrities and go, oh, that's a tacky look. But when you look at Harry's wife, you don't particularly pay too much attention to what she's wearing, which is innocuous enough. What your eyes are drawn to is, what the fuck is she doing with that bag? It looks like an old bag, although it's likely it has just been purchased in some tourist store. And this is one of the entertaining things about this one's wife, that although she's a somatic narcissist, and therefore is focused on how she looks and material things and money and presentation, etc., she often gets it hopelessly wrong. And it's as a consequence of her narcissism telling her that she knows best, that she's ultra stylish, that she looks really, really good. I defy anybody to tell me that strolling across the tarmac with a bag that says the cream of the islands is both stylish and a good look. But it provides a useful comparison, doesn't it? To look at the photograph of this one's wife compared to all of those celebrities. Different celebrities from different walks of life, different genres, different races, different ages, and all of them look far better than this one's wife. Once again, her narcissism causes her to believe that that's appropriate. She knows as well she's getting papped. So some of you who might defend her would say, well, she's on a private plane, she's getting into a car. After all, why should she dress up appropriately? But the point is, she's organised for her to be papped. She's organised for Backgrid to take a picture of her. That's where the photograph has come from. It shows as such in the credits at the Daily Mail. And therefore, once again, she's ensured that they're waiting. Why would they be hanging around on the tarmac at Atlanta? It's not exactly Celebville, is it? No, they've been tipped off once again to ensure that there's a picture taken of an old bag, carrying an old bag. And, of course, you would think that she would ensure that she would look good for this moment of being papped. But she does think that she looks good, albeit nearly everybody else will disagree. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for watching.